What's up, guys? This is Automotive Anonymous, and that is the 2023 Mazda CX-30 Turbo Premium in deep crystal blue mica. Generously borrowed by Goody Mazda in Southern Idaho. I'll link it below. Check them out. They're great people. Otherwise, we're going to do a review. We're going to do a walk around, go through the specs, the ins and the outs, the 0 to 60, initial driving impressions, and final thoughts to help you decide if it's worth your time and money if you're considering a Mazda CX-30. These are really cool. They started in 2020. The predecessor was the CX-3. The base model starts at $23,000, but this one would start at about $33,800. But the way it's priced and with destination you're going to have to pay, it's closer to $36,000. It's the 6th highest of the 7 trim levels, with only the Turbo Premium Plus above it. What makes it the Turbo Premium is obviously the turbo, 250 horse, 320 torque, and then you get the heated steering wheel, 12 speaker Bose sound system with a subwoofer in the back. It's a top safety pick plus. It has all the adaptive cruise features, all the airbags, the heads-up display. You can actually see right up here in that box, camera up there. Lots of goodies on this one. They are about 14.5 feet long, 5 feet tall, and just under 6 feet wide. 6.9 inches of ground clearance, so not class leading, but it's more than enough with all-wheel drive to get you where you need to go. Competes against the Crosstrek, the HR-V, the Seltos, and other small crossovers, but it's kind of like the alternative to the luxury market because it's very refined and upscale inside, and for 36 grand you're not really going to get more power than this in such a capable vehicle. They weigh 3,000 to 3,300 pounds depending on how they're spec'd, so that's about the same as 2 dairy cows. Yeah, let's get right into it. Oh, and Mazda sells about 60,000 of these a year in the US, so they're quite popular. You got brown and black leather throughout. The Bose speakers advertised right there. It's firm, but very stable, very comfortable. You got your bottle, and you got some long snacks, maybe like a Slim Jim or something over there. Nothing on the door sill plate, but you get power options. Leather seats look fantastic, going all the way up to the sunroof. Memory seats. Some buttons there for controls. You'd have more if it was a higher trim level. And then you have a storage compartment here. You have the hood release, some rubberized aluminum pedals. To the dashboard, you get all the brown leather that you could ask for. Looks really good. Push button start. Very Mazda gauges. The steering wheel's nice, leather wrap. You got the heated option there. You got your heated seats. You got all the other physical buttons. You have a little storage area, 2 cup holders. You can shift down to manual mode and play around with the paddles if you want to play musical gears. And then you have sport mode or off, and you turn into sport. You can see the sport pops up right at the bottom. And then you have electronic parking brake, auto vehicle hold, navigation, music, home, back, wherever you hook up a star, and then you can have the volume, and if you hold it, turn the volume down, and then you hold it and it'll turn off the screen. Then we have the pretty cool, nicely wrapped leather center console lid, so you can either slide it forward or back by squeezing the handle, and when it's in the back position you can lift it up. You got 2 USBs and a 12 volt down there. Looks pretty cool. Does have the little divider, felt lined at the bottom. Nice size storage for this compact class. Up top we have sunglass holder, and then we have the controls for the lighting and the sunroof. We're gonna leave that closed because it is cold today, below freezing. Let's hop in the back and see how we sit in the back of the CX-30. We are locked out, so good opportunity to show you the key. Mazda on the front, nothing on the back, all the buttons on the side. Door panel looks really nice. It opens pretty well, not quite to 90 degrees, but probably about 80 degrees or so. Brown leather follows, again firm, but it does feel good on touch. Not a designated bottle holder, but a decent amount of space for this size of vehicle. Really nice leather seats. It is the 60/40 split. Those are easy to drop down, but they are kind of heavy on the CX-30. I mentioned that on my last review, and I'll mention it again today. Sitting behind herself It's snug. I am quite snug in the back of the CX-30, but it's a comfortable place to be. We got some ventilation back here, and then we got 2 armrests, but nothing lifts. No center storage. Going around to the hatch, stopping by the fuel door, the 12.7 gallon capacity. It is power lift, power lowered, and then you can lock it from there, or it lowers it and does all the things. We have the floor mats not yet installed, and we have about 20 cubic feet of storage in the way that it sits. If we drop the seats, it's closer to the mid-upper 50s. Actually, I'm sorry, it's about 45 cubic feet with that, the seats down. We have a spare tire down here, just a temporary, with all the tools, and because we got the subwoofer in the middle, there's not a whole lot of room to hide things. Maybe some mail, maybe some postage stamps, but not a lot other than thin papers down here. One touch lower. Dual single tip exhaust. The wheels look fantastic, those 215/55 18s. Checking on our passenger. Yeah, they're doing okay. Safety is a top priority. You can find airbag listed everywhere. You have one map pocket, Apple Maps, paper maps, you decide. And then the door panel looks really good. If you're riding shotgun, chances are you can't fit an actual shotgun up here. You're not gonna be very comfortable if you do. But you do have the same large pocket, same brown leather, Bose speaker, so you know you're in something special. No power options for the passenger, manual, but dang, those seats look good. The leather trim follows. And then no lock and glove box, but it's a 2-shelf design and it has enough room for everything that you need. Let's go around, let's see what it looks like under the hood. See that 2.5 liter turbo. Pop the hood. Alright, there we have it. There's the turbo engine. There's the air filter, the plumbing, the piping, through all the magical connections to make the 250 horse through that Spinny Boy turbo in the back. We got the battery, the positive terminal, the negative terminal. We have the brake fluid reservoir, the coolant reservoir, the windshield washer fluid reservoir, the alternator, the serpentine belt on the left of it, and then just the heat shield to hide the turbo, keep the temperature down under the hood, and keep it from melting things. Because turbos can glow red when they are spooled up and when they're hot. It does take synthetic 5W30, and there's your dipstick over this nice engine cover. That reminds you that you're a G when you're driving the Skyactiv G Turbo. Let's drop the hood, go for a drive. We're going to teleport inside, go for our initial driving impressions, and 0 to 60 with the GPS. Initial driving impressions. The CX-30 Turbo Premium is awesome. It's fun, it's quick, it feels refined, it feels sporty. I'm having a good time. I see my heads-up display up there. If I go over the rumble strip, the steering wheel vibrates. So when the heated steering wheel is turned on, it's almost like a warm massage. I'm not complaining too much. Visibility is obviously great because it's a Mazda. Seat comfort, in my opinion, is really good. These leather seats do a great job. The bolstering, the lumbar support, it's all really good. As you had already seen, acceleration is not a problem. It's pretty fun. And that little engine has its own tone that sounds quite good. In the CX-30, everything's where you want it. Everything in this premium trim level feels very high quality. The door armrest is fantastic. The center armrest is great. Any cups in the cup holders, they're out of the way. You're not going to be rubbing against the straw, knocking them over, anything like that. It's all just really nice. It feels smooth, it feels stable. Being, what, low 3,000 pound, it's not that heavy, but it hugs the road really well with the Bridgestone tires. And it's just a nice place to be. The Mazda infotainment doesn't go above the hood for me. I see the whole hood just kind of waterfall away in front of me. It's a really cool system. You can see the blind spot monitoring arrows on the side. And when I get it out of sport mode, the RPMs drop a few hundred, and we're just chilling. It's pretty quiet in here. You had heard earlier, but the Bose speakers do feel good. They feel very high quality for this class of vehicle, for being factory speakers, not aftermarket, and for the mid $30,000 price range that these are. Feels really good. Well, let's get to our private road and do 0 to 60. 0 to 60, we're going to do a brake rev. Sport mode is on. We are at about 2,300 feet of density altitude, so the vehicle's down on power about 4%. I'll post a GPS graph after. Bottom left will show what it does without the foot of rollout. Otherwise, I'll verbalize what it actually did. The road is a little bit wet on our private runway today, so let's see what it can do. Lots of wheel spin. A little bit of torque steer even. But boy does it pull. It gets right up to speed, and that was a 6.67 second true 0 to 60. That's not bad, all things considered, for our altitude. Let's move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts of the CX-30 is it's a phenomenal car. It's quick, you know, it's a couple seconds faster than a lot of the competition that's not turboed. It looks good. It's all-wheel drive. It has black cladding for days around the wheel wells. It seems like you can't get all-wheel drive without black cladding these days on these competing vehicles. Storage is decent. It is a little bit small for rear occupant headroom, knee room, things like that, but it offers a whole lot of stuff, and at over 10 grand less than the average new car, can you really complain that much? I don't know. Tell me in the comments, would you guys buy one of these? If not, what would you buy? What's a good competitor? Where's your money gonna go? Remember, this one is for sale. Yeah, they're very refined, very luxurious. They feel sporty. How they handle is nice. Being off of the Mazda 3 platform, I guess we shouldn't be surprised that these handle pretty well. But like always, guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts. Otherwise, please consider liking and subscribing to help the channel grow. There's new stuff coming all the time. Until next time, guys, take care.